Greetings, my beautiful sisters. This is Miss Sarah with Inspiring Life Coaching. This is the day the Most High God, Divine, Sovereign, Holy I Am has made. Let us rejoice and let us be glad in it. I came to you this morning because I want to touch bases with you before the upcoming new year. I know 2023 has been some challenges for some folks. It has been a journey, but be in expectation of the next chapter of your life. I want to come to you and just share some things with you that I have curated in my valley experiences. I don't believe that the lessons that I've learned and things that I've went through was for naught. I do believe that they were for me to learn these lessons, but also to come forth and share them with my sisters in hopes they be a blessing unto you. So I just want to talk about how we are trying to bring things in our life. We're trying to manifest it. We're praying about things. People are speaking things over our lives, and we have yet to see them manifest. First, it might not be your season, beloved. Second what is your garden, your mind garden, your heart garden? What does it look like? Are you living from here or are you living from here? Joyce Myers wrote a book said the battlefield of the mind, right? The battle is the mind. I think that's it. I don't want to disrespect her art, her craft in any shape, form, or fashion. But basically, it's battlefield is in the mind. The battle is in the mind. And I'm here to testify to that, right? I can really, truly, generally speak on that because as I look back on my life, I realized that I was in trauma since 10 years old. But people would speak life over me. I would go to church and people would speak life. And I'm not knocking people going to church. I'm not knocking it. So let's not even get on that subject. But I would go to church and people would speak life over me. And I would be looking like, why is it not manifesting? Like, why is this not working in my life? And I know these people had my good in their heart, right? They love me. But these things wouldn't work. But mind you, these promises and these words that they spoke, they still was around me in my atmosphere. The reason why they wasn't working is because my garden was full of rocks, dead weeds, broken roots. It was just messed up. And I remember March 14, 2020, that the divine said to me, there need to be a healing at the root of the soul. I began to work on myself. I began to shine a light on those dark places that I was ashamed of looking at. There's a scripture in the Bible, the Holy Text of the Bible, the Most High God says that He takes our yesterdays, and I want to say He takes our past and throws it into the sea of forgetfulness, never to be remembered no more. That means no one can bring it back up because he canceled it out and threw it away. It is us that's bringing it back. It is us that's marinating that thing in our mind. It is us saying, woe is me. It is us disclaiming our sovereignty and our sacredness, right? It's us because we said that I did this, and this when I was younger or 2 days ago or a year ago, right? And so what we're doing is we're talking ourselves out of our blessings because the opposing forces, now you could call it what you want. I say the opposing forces. I'm not going to give that energy too much of my energy. You hear what I'm saying? So the opposing forces know that there's a power with here and a power with here, okay? When you begin to look at your circumstances and the less favorable circumstances in your life, when you begin to look at them as dark and foreboding and you're speaking that thing out, then you are cursing your blessings, okay? Because you have power here. Once again, the Holy Text of the Bible, the Most High God tells us there's life and death with our tongue. You can build or you can break with this thing here. But when you begin to look at circumstances which are humanness, okay? We're a spirit with a body. We have human experiences every day. When you begin to look at things in your human experience, in your humanness, you begin to see the finite part of the situation, right? You begin to see things in a box. You don't see things with faith. You begin to see it as in a box, right? You begin to see things closed in. You begin to see things as being finite. They're final. This is just the end all and say all of my life. But when you begin to look at things in spirit, as a divine sovereign being that you are, you begin to see the infinite power that resides within you. Amen. Because the Most High God said, let us create man in our image. So therefore, we are the image of the Most High, the divine creator of all things. Okay. When you begin to speak that way, right, even though you don't see it happening, once again, the Holy Text of the Bible, the Most High God tells us to have faith small as a mustard seed. When you begin to speak from that faith, you begin to draw to you the things that is for you. Because I'm a firm believer that everything that you need on this earth to be successful has already been aligned for you. The reason why they're not coming to you, because once again, you don't believe it to be true. You're looking at things in a finite way. You're not looking at things as you are the daughter of a divine creator and abundance is your heritage, that abundance is around you, that you're speaking in abundance and prosperity. You don't look at things as a limit, but you're looking at things in a limitless way. You're speaking about things in a limitless way, then those things will come to you. You got to believe that to be true. I tell you again, I go back to what I was saying. People would speak over my life. People would say great things, and I knew they had the best for me. I knew that they loved me. But because my mind garden was full of rocks and full of broken promises and broken hopes, and things that I wanted to accomplish and things that had not accomplished in my life and my disappointments, the seeds that they were trying to plant could not take root. And I'm just coming back to one day that I was talking to my dad, and I remember when I was a little girl, and he was planting grass, and so he had tilled the ground, and he had put the grass seeds down, and then he came back across and he put a croco bag, I think that's what my father called it, over the grass. And I said, well, Dad, why did you do that? And he said, well, I did that so the birds don't come and pick the seeds and take them away, and the grass won't manifest. When we speak over our lives. And we must do that. Listen, you don't need nobody outside of you to speak over your life. You have that power within you. When you speak over your life, it's like you're sprinkling grass seeds upon fertile ground. When you take that croco bag, my dad covered those seeds. When you take that, you're covering it with faith, so that the birds can't come and take away the seeds. The devourer can't come and take away the seeds. You got to cover that thing with faith. That means you got to believe that when you ask for when you pray for what you ask for, what you desire, forgive me. You got to believe that when you coming forth to pray for it, you're already going to get what you're going to get before you get up off your knees. You covered it with faith. But that can't happen unless you till your mind garden and your heart garden, so that the seeds that you are speaking and planting and others are speaking and planting will take root. I'm a firm believer. I'm walking that thing out today. I believe that I was in trauma since I've been 10 years old. A lot of things have happened in my life, right? And so I believe that I was in trauma since I was 10 years old. And until I dug out those things, until I began to shine a light on spaces and places that I was ashamed of and things that had happened to me and give myself some grace as I was healing, then I wouldn't have been able to till the ground. And now that I'm be able to speak life over myself, I can see the fruition and manifestation of the things that I've been asking and praying for in my life. There was a study that was done, I believe, in Japan. And you can look this up. It's coming to me, so I'm going to share it. That the scientists did a study on the human body, right? And he was able to see through thermal pictures, you could see the energy light around us, right? There were some reds, there were some blues, there were some yellow, us as being human beings. And so the Most High God said, I was watching, he let me know, it says, well, when negative situations happen, when trauma happens, over the reds and the yellows and the blues that is of a healthy person, you begin to see the darkness, right? You be seeing darks and grays because those are experiences that's piling on top of our energy. So when you begin to ask and pray for stuff, it's not really vibrating out because that gray and that black, those trauma experiences is blocking your energy. It's blocking the frequency. So you can't connect to your God frequency because the traumas has blocked the energy. Are you getting this? But when you begin to clear up and clean up those traumas of your life, then you begin to come back to that healthy thermal light of reds and blues and greens, and then your manifestations and your prayers begin to vibrate, and you begin to reach your God frequency, and then the manifestations become true in your life, and you begin to see them. But our experiences that we are having that's less favorable, our traumatic experiences, our crisis, because I don't knock crisis either. Trauma and crisis are two different things, but they still affect us, right? When you begin to clear your energies, And a lot of people says, oh, you can't talk like that. You don't create your energies. We don't talk. Because I had a conversation with someone that was like, well, you can't, we're not energy. But there's been studies shown that we are energy. That's why I say we're a spirit with a body. There's been studies shown that you can see the thermal light and energy of us. It has been done in Japan. But when trauma happens, trauma is gray, trauma is black. And it lays upon us, those energies lay upon us, so that our manifestations does not vibrate out because it's blocked. It's blocked by the loss of a loved one. It's blocked by the abuse. It's blocked by what we have said to ourselves because of the abuse that has happened to us when we were little girls in our life. See, I'm going way back. That's why it needs to be a healing at the root of the soul. Because a lot of us are dealing with trauma from little girls. And because we're grown women, putting on our makeup, getting our hair done, going these six-figure jobs, we're healed. But we're not. We're just functioning in trauma. We're raising kids in trauma. We're getting married in trauma. We're raising queendoms in trauma. We're CEOs in trauma. But when we begin to heal, then it becomes a healthier relationships we have with ourselves and with others. Now we're building healthy queendoms. We're building healthy business. We're healthy CEOs. We're drawing to us healthy people, right? But that's the start. First, we must clear up our energies. We must clear up our mind and heart gardens because we all have faced trauma and crisis. Some of us has not faced trauma and crisis when we were little girls. Sometimes it happened when we were 30. Sometimes it happened when we were 20, and we're so much. And I say this to my sisters all the time. We wear a million hats. We're always making sure everybody else outside of us is okay. We are hard pressed to take time out for ourselves. And that's where it starts. We cannot create or be or do when we're not healthy. I remember 18 years ago when I buried my first son, and I was pregnant with with Malachi, my 17-year-old. Okay, so when I was pregnant with him, I remember my doctor, and I love her. I love her for this, and I believe that she set me on this path of healing back then, right, and to be who I am today. A board-certified mental health coach, and a prolific inspirational speaker. She said, you cannot raise that son in trauma. He was in my womb at the time. She said, you're going to have to go get help. She see that because those feelings that you're having, that energy that you're in right now, it will affect your son. And he will come out with issues. She says, and I don't want that for the little peanut in your womb. That's what she would call him. She said, so please go get help. She said, I'm about to make an appointment for you right now. I am so grateful for her. I believe she was an angel because once again, she set me on this path of healing. Now my son is 17 years old. And I tell you what, if you did a video, you would think you're talking to me. But that took time for me to take the time out to heal. Because I was just burying my oldest son. Right? I was just dealing with that trauma. And so I learned that. And then when I buried my second son, about 5 months ago, I understood those steps. So I had someone to talk to that talked me through. And I appreciate my friend that was in my life. He was such a blessing to me. Right? And I remember him saying, talk, Sarah. Right? And my son might have buried my son maybe 2 weeks at that time. And he would say, talk, Sarah. He said, because I'm here to knock down the foolishness, right? So if you say something that does not align up with who I know you are, I'm going to knock it down. I don't want you back in that traumatic state that you were in 17 years ago. I'm so grateful for him, right? And so we need to be able to talk about what we went through. We need someone there that is going to give us a safe place and space to talk about our trauma, to work through our trauma, to journey with us, because we have things to do, sisters. We're not here to sit here and be complacent. We were never planted here to be complacent. We were here to multiply and to grow things and to build things and write things back into its rightful position. We have a place on this earth, in this world, my sisters. But until we healed, we won't know what it is. We don't need leaders that's still dealing with trauma. We need healed leaders. We need healed mothers. We need healed teachers. We need healed CEOs. But first, it takes us taking the time out to work with ourselves. Excuse me. We are coming into a new year. We are coming to a new season. I know you can feel the shift in the atmosphere. I want you to be able to receive all the blessings that is for you as a woman. First, you got to work on yourself. You cannot receive anything with your hands full. Your hands have to be empty. It's full of the past and the trauma and the crisis that you have endured. Sister, let it go and get ready and be in expectation of great things happening in your life. I believe it for you because I am a walking, living testimony of what healing can do. So I'm here for you. You can private message me. You can email me at tobeinspired52@gmail.com. I would love to journey with you. I have something upcoming, and I will share that with you soon. But I just wanted to touch bases with you and tell you, take the time out to do the work on you. You are worth it. Your life is worth it. Your future is worth it. Your lands is worth it. Your children are worth it. Take the time, beloved, and show yourself some grace. Those things that you've done and those mistakes that you made, the Most High God knew you was going to make them. He had already forgave you when you was a thought to him before you were created in your mother's womb. Understand how powerful that statement is? So show yourself some grace. Sometimes you got to close the door on some things and walk away. That's going to happen too. Sometimes you got to cut some people off that is not conducive to where you're going right now. That's okay. Sometimes you got to shut your own mouth, and that's okay. Sometimes you got to set it down and wait and be patient, and that's okay. Steady and sure gets you to your destination, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy every experience, because in every experience, you are bringing forth the divine in every human experience. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of your words. Live from your heart, beloved, because that's where the divine resides, within your heart. Get out your head. Get out your head and enjoy the life that you have been given. It's beautiful, beloved, regardless if it's raining, regardless if you're on high heels, honey. Understand that life that you are living is beautiful because the one that created you is beautiful. In the Holy Text of the Bible, the Most High God says, I know the plans that I have for you. I know the way that you should go. Surrender your ego, your way, your will, and embrace the will of the divine in your life. Get up and be happy every day. Find the joy every day. Be in an attitude of gratitude every day, regardless of what you are facing. Because, beloved, that draws to you your blessings quicker. Amen. So I love you, and have a wonderful day, and happy, blessed New Year. Speak to you next year, beloved. I love you. Have a wonderful day.